What we're going to do in this quick little video is we're going to talk about all things Google. This is a presentation I like to give, particularly in this course, to talk about because Google is a company that does so many things and has so many different web tools and web services out there that teachers and trainers can use that I feel like I really have to go through this and go really into some detail sometimes. But that's kind of what we're going to be doing here. First thing we're going to look at, and this handout is in Blackboard. All you have to do is download it and then go from there. The Gmail account. You want to set up one of these first so that you can get access to all the free things that we're going to be looking at. You got to have a Gmail account in order to be able to get to all these other things. Think about a Gmail account as your key to all the other Google tools, but at the same time, a Gmail is a very powerful email account. It basically has almost unlimited storage. There is a storage limit, but it's rare that people meet that. It has great tool set inside of it, and it's a wonderful free email account that you need to go set up if you don't already have one. Google is known, obviously, it started for web search. You type in what you're looking for, and Google returns a list of pages for what you're searching for. It's my search engine of choice. It's most people's search engine of choice as they're going around, as they know what they're actually using when they're searching for things. For a complete list of Google search tips and tricks, there's a website you can go to right here. It's called How to Search on Google. Got that link there for you. It starts with the basics, lets you go through using your voice, choosing words, talks about that, and some quick answers of how to do things. It's kind of cool how you can put in like unit conversions and calculations. It's got its own calculator built into it. If we come up here and I just type the word calculator, Google has its own calculator built into it. And so it's really pretty nice. You can see here anytime you do these conversions or anything like that, what's going to happen is they'll go and it happens above the return, and this means it's just built right into Google. That's what that means. This is coming right out of Google itself. So that's something that's really nice to know and be able to get to. Also, at the bottom of that page, there's also some other expert tips that you can get into, and these are really nice, very cool tools to have that you can go really deep with some reverse searches and those kind of things. Very helpful when you're trying to get into learning more about how to search better on Google. So that's a little bit about those tools. Next we have search alerts. These search alerts are pretty cool little things to do. I encourage people to set them up so once you go click on that link and everything, like for example, this is a search alert I set up on my name, so that what happens here is it's going to send me alerts anytime my name appears somewhere out there on the web. This is a nice thing for you to be able to do. It'll tell you then how often these will occur, what sources, the language, what regions, how many results, and where it's going to go. So this is very helpful. These alerts, you can set them up for specific things you're interested in, like specific movies, specific topics. All those kind of things can be done out there. So this is a really neat little tool to have. You set it up, and then through your Gmail, it will send you these alerts anytime it finds something on the web on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, etc. So those are search alerts. Next, we have Google Bookmarks. Very similar to all their bookmarking services. It just allows you to create a set of bookmarks that you can then come back to from any web browser and sign into your Google account, and you'll get them. Here's some of mine that I've set up. So you can go do different things and it'll jump right to that page. So anytime you set these up, it'll be able to then just jump right to it. Those are Google Bookmarks. Google Chrome is Google's own browser. I encourage people to download it. It currently, again, is my browser of choice. Unless the specific program I'm using for some reason doesn't like Google Chrome, that's going to be the one I'm using. You can download it also on your phones and use it instead of the default browser that comes with your phone. So that's something you also want to keep in mind. Google Translate is a very helpful little space to go to. Google Translate will basically translate whatever you type in and you can translate that to Spanish, you can translate that to French or other languages. You can see the list of languages is quite amazing. And basically what it's going to do is also let you to turn on speech. You can tell it speech, you can let it hear you talk, and then it will actually say it back to you. This is a very handy tool again. So I don't know if that my recorder is picking up the computer input, but this was where it was actually speaking it back to me. I was actually traveling one time with my family and ran into a large group of Spanish-speaking teenagers, and we just wanted to find out what they were doing because they were obviously all in a group together. So we all just started talking, and we used this on my phone. We just went to Google Translate on my phone, and were able to carry on some basic crude term, stuff that we're able to find out what they were doing and what kind of a trip they were on. And it was very cool. I had a great experience with it. Next is Google Stories. Nifty little thing, just kind of crazy, but nifty little tool. What Google Stories is you type in the names of characters. I'll just type Bob and Sarah and Tony. We could keep doing this, but here we go. We're going to now write our story. Bob went to the market and found a pumpkin. Then Sarah could not wait to get the pumpkin and eat it. And you can see how you can do this. You can keep writing this story. The characters keep piling up and piling up. When you get ready to go, you preview this story, and it will write this out for you, just like it was showing there. It's going to kind of play the story for me, and it'll go in order, maybe. You can add some music to it, too. Suspense, country, etc. And let me see if it'll finish up there. It's not letting me choose my music for some reason. I'm not sure why. Well, I'm trying to make any selection at this point. So for some reason it is not electing me to make this, but then what will happen is it will preview this, it will play back my video, and it will write it out for me exactly like it said. It's a cool little tool that you can use to help kids create stories with. I'm not sure why mine is currently locking up on me. It could be the fact that I'm recording over top of it and it doesn't like that kind of audio inputs and stuff. So that is Story Builder. Again, a nifty little tool to have there. YouTube, you've all probably seen before. Great to go to find tutorials. I go there to find all kind of things about how to fix things in my house all the time. You do have to be very careful that you're going to reputable sources. Those are, again, great uses for YouTube. Image search. Image search is a great tool in Google that you can actually go out there and use. If you just put it in as Google images.google, you'll see here now we're at Google Images. We can take a picture and actually drag it on top of here, and it will search for that picture. Just for the sake of this tutorial, what I did was go get a picture of Andrew Jackson. I think this is Andrew Jackson. I'm going to drag it here on my desktop. I just drag it right there, and it'll search for that particular picture, and it will try to find it for me. And there you can see it has now found him. So we're going to talk about Google Images, and when you go to images.google.com, you can see how the different kind of logo here. One of the cool things you can do here, anything you type into here, it's only going to bring up images of that thing that you're searching for. But one cool thing you can do is you can grab a picture off your desktop and you can actually drag it onto this page, and it'll run a search for that specific image. So I just grabbed a picture of Andrew Jackson, I think, President Andrew Jackson, and you can see this is what I drug up there. This is what it has found. It has found the exact image out there. That's a really pretty cool little trick that you can do to go and look for things when you have them. It's really pretty cool that you can drag pictures just right there and it'll go search for them. So that's Google Images. Next up, we have news.google.com. This allows you to set specific news feeds so that you can actually track specific stories. You can track where they come from. You can track the headlines you're looking for. You can personalize all this so that it has just things that you're looking for. Personalized news. So like you see, I have personalized mine to have education and tech, technology, sports, PowerPoint games, Abraham Lincoln, Schnauzers is like an example I was doing one time, so you could see all about the Schnauzer dog. And you can see that down here, then when we get into this, it has just those news stories collected for me. Education and technology, and it's going around just the words technology. You can see sports, there we go, etc. These are all things that you can do with Google News. You can customize your news to be kind of exactly what you want it to be. So that is Google News. Google Shopping allows you to compare products and shop at local stores. Pretty handy little thing. You just type in what you're looking for and it'll compare products all over any place it can find on the web or local to compare prices. I've used it several times just to see what's the going price for a certain item I'm interested in. Google Play allows you to purchase movies, books, music, and apps. It's very similar to the iTunes Store. It's just for Google devices. Google Maps is a very great tool for educators. I'm going to pull this down here for a second. Google Maps, if you go there, it helps you to, you can create so many things with this. You can have geography tools that allow you to really get into actual geography and actual data that has been gathered on the different geoscopes around, the different GIS data that's out there. You can use Street View to travel the world without leaving your classroom. In Google Maps and also Google Earth, which these two kind of go hand in hand together a little bit, they allow you to take virtual tours. And so I encourage you to get into here, learn about Google Maps and also Google Earth, which is just very similar, but it puts things in more of a 3D. And you can take virtual field trips where you, like in this case, you can see this person is literally going through the Grand Canyon over here. I've done some Google tours where you tour the moon, where you tour France, some amazing virtual tours that are out there on Google Maps and Google Earth. So I encourage you to check both of those out. Google's URL shortener, I use this all the time. So basically what you're going to do is you would go to make this short URL. It allows you to type in what the long URL is, and then it'll make it into a shorter one. Google URL shortener. And I'll just put here, we'll go search for that real quick. We'll do URL short. And there's Google's URL shortener. And basically what you do is you just type in the original URL up there, click shorten, and it'll make it into a short one. Now this is really cool. I'm logged in and it shows me every time I've done that, all the different URLs that I've made short. It tells me how many people have clicked on them, and I can actually click and go back to that short link. It's pretty cool. It gives you an idea about which things you've done that are out there and being used a lot or used by you or nobody. So that's pretty cool. You can actually track that. And that again is Google URL shortener. The Google URL toolbar allows you to have a search box at the top of your browser all the time. Google a Day helps you to become a better Google searcher. It's going to allow you to, basically what they do is they ask you a question and you have to then go get that answer using Google. It really helps you to become a much better searcher. You can see you have tips and tricks over here that you can use, and there you go. Have different tips and tricks you can use to try to help you find what you're going for. You do this a lot and you're going to get to be a really good Google searcher. So there you go. This is Google a Day. Not actually from Google, by the way. That is a third-party thing that happens out there. Productivity, we already talked about Gmail. Google Docs, most of you know about. If you don't have an account, again, you need to go get one with your free Gmail account. It allows you to create Word docs, but docs that are similar to Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but are sheets and slides that you have that are able to be collaborated on. Google Docs is still my favorite tool for collaboration out there because it helps you to do that. Calendar, you can create create a calendar that you can share with friends. Google Voice, I think we talked about when we did our parent communication tools. Google Hangout is kind of like Skype. And then lastly, sites, where you can create websites from Google that are free. These are somewhat limited in the way they can look, because they're kind of set in the things you can do and the ways you can make them look. But this is a great, again, a great place to go to create free websites. We're going to wrap up with some different ways you can make Android apps. These are for like the phones or Android tablets. Android devices are still right up there in popularity with the Apple iOS. So when you're trying to build something, Google has made this free Android operating system that they basically give away to mobile phone and tablet providers. If you go to look to create an app for it, there's the MIT App Creator. Right here's a link to that. It's a really good, really cool tool to use. Good for basic learning about how to create apps for kids, but also can be pretty powerful and create some pretty nifty things with. There's another site here for building Android developers website. You'll need to do some work with code there on that. Lastly, I have code.org's App Lab. This is a really cool little site. This is kind of what it looks like. Again, it kind of looks a little bit intimidating when you first get in here, but basically what you can do is you can drag over these bars and you can build. It's called like flowchart programming, so you don't have to know the actual commands that are out there, but you can get into that and it'll show you those if you want to, or you can work with the blocks like this. Really nifty program, again, that you can go through. It looks a little intimidating when you first come at it like this, but it's really not. It'll walk you through creating buttons for the screen, creating labels and drop downs and images and all those kind of things that you can put in there, etc. It's really not that hard if you'll just take a quick little tutorial through it, but extremely powerful. So code.org, App Studio, check that out if you're interested. That concludes my all things Google talk. I hope that you find some of these that are helpful as you go forward in whatever your career path may be.